It's a wonderful day for wisdom with wonder and segue. You can see segue behind me back there. We are out here with the mystical Shaman Oracle, and you can see if our higher selves have a message for us. So, higher wonder, higher you, higher me, we are one. What message do we have for ourselves today? For the highest good of ourselves and all beings, as we have just entered spring, the time for new beginnings, new life beginning to sprout. You've been through the winter. First you've been through the fall. Had to let a lot of stuff go. Been through the winter. Let a lot of stuff die. Planted the seeds. Some are beginning to sprout. Some things, you still see the death when you look around at the trees. All the blooms aren't blossoming yet, but it's time for the water of you to water those seeds that you've already planted. Keep them watered because you are blossoming. It's your time to bloom. Beautiful, colorful blooms, all unique. Beautiful garden of all of us coming to our full blossom. Whoa. Okay, we got one. It's called the Upper World. Oh, we got two. And the Crow was in a verse, so let's see. I have the book with me. I wasn't planning on reading these, but I kind of feel like it just to get us started on what is this message. I can find some glasses here. Those are sunglasses, let's see. Let's look closer. The Upper World and the Crow. So this is the Shaman Oracle, and in shamanism, when we practice shamanism, we go on a shamanic journey, which is pretty much a meditation, but it might be activated by a drum beat or something to put you in that trance state. And we imagine, well, people do it differently, but you imagine maybe that you're at a tree, and maybe there is an entrance into the tree that winds down, down, down deep into the earth. And it's the tree of life. And so at the top of the tree is the upper world, and that's where our ancestors live, and the angels and spirit guides. And I remember my first shamanic journey when I took the year of shamanism with my friendly neighborhood shaman, Patrick Corrigan, in Washington. We were thinking we were going to go meet a power animal, and so I meant to, well, I didn't know what I was doing, but I thought I was going to go to the lower world, like at the bottom of the tree where you meet the animal guides. But when I first did it, I went to the upper world, I guess. I envisioned hugging a tree, and instead of winding down a path into the darkness for me, you know, my imagination does its own thing. The tree like drank me up like water. And I become a mermaid in all my shamanic journeys and swim up the tree, and met an eagle guide there. But the first guide that I saw and heard from was my grandmother, my mom's stepmom, Lee. And so I was like, I am doing it wrong. I'm supposed to meet an animal. And, you know, I was thinking, I'm just imagining this. Well, the story gets wild after that, but the main point is her message was to tell my mom that she loved her, which is pivotal. But anyway, it's the upper world, our ancestors. So our ancestors are communicating with us. And look at all this throat chakra, this blue throat chakra energy, speaking our truth from our connection to the upper world for our ancestors that maybe weren't able to speak truth in their time. And the crow is so connected to the ancestors and the spirit realm. So I'm just like, what does the book say about this? So number 59 for the upper world. Let's see what the artist had in mind when they created this deck. So the essence, angels, divine helpers, the ancient ones, and all varieties of luminous beings populate the upper world. It is the place where you go to retrieve your destiny and find out who you will become. Discover your great potentials and undreamt of possibilities. It is also the place where the spirits of the dead arrive when they complete their journey to the light. Our ancestors. The invitation. The upper world is calling you to step into your fully realized self. Clear distractions so that you can move into a higher destiny. Hey. That's pretty beautiful. Do not fall to the temptation to craft a slightly more improved version of yourself, right, Katie? What you perceive as a problem or an obstacle is, in fact, the irritation you need to take the great leap. Remember, you cannot cross the Grand Canyon in 2 small jumps. It's true. If there's any irritation, things that seem hard, that's what we need to initiate our fresh start. So we'll do something different. So everything's going really smoothly. Awesome for you. What's your motivation to shift it? So the whole world gets to see. Is this uncomfortable? Yeah. I feel some things about this. Yes. What are we going to do to shift it? And then we got the crow, number 13, in reverse, which is a 4. And I always think of 4 as stability. I think of the 4 of Wands, I think. So the crow. Oh, it's beautiful. It has a spiral at the throat chakra. These cards just really make me feel like the throat chakra is a big theme right now. We need to speak our truth. So the essence, crow, is the keeper of universal law, the law of truth. Yeah. Crow teaches us to walk our talk, to find congruence between who we say we are and who we really know ourselves to be. This winged one insists that we speak truth, that we create truth instead of searching for it. And that we bring truth to every situation we find ourselves in. And now I'm going to read the medicine because it was in reverse. So it says, where are you, kitty? You're a good kitty. Yeah, you're Segway. Your tail's so cute. It likes to grab my finger. The medicine, be true to your world. Crow arrives just as we have convinced ourselves that what we are doing is right and justified. So, yeah. And while this may be the case in the realm of relative truth, in the higher realm of absolute truth, it is not. Look deeply into your heart and remain alert, lest you convince yourself of something that isn't deeply true for you, or perhaps is not the highest truth. Do not seduce yourself into illusions. I convinced myself that everything I was doing was justified and right. What do you mean it's not? Oh, it may be the case in a relative truth, but in a higher realm, it's absolute truth. Okay. Gotta look deep within our heart. Always going within. Okay. So our ancestors are speaking to us the truth. They're speaking the truth. Follow your intuition. What's going on? What are they saying? We need to speak and live our truth, our absolute truth, not the relative truth. So let's see what else we can get. See, a little segue. What else, segue? What else should we pull from? Let's shine some light on this subject with the light seers. Tarot. Ooh, we got the sun on the split. Happiest card in the deck. So I feel like in order to speak and live our full authentic truth, it requires us to be our authentic selves and stand in like our authentic knowing of who we are. That's the yellow solar plexus, I am me energy. And the sun is all about joy and happiness and confidence and courage. So it takes courage and confidence to be able to speak your divine truth, especially when you might not be getting, all that positive people pleasing feedback that you might crave. We kind of, as humans, crave everyone, or I know I have in my past, I crave, wanting to be accepted and liked by others, to validate me and who I was or who I am. But the validation to be your authentic self, to stand in your full authentic truth, the way the ancestors see you and are asking me to shine as they are supporting us, is not to be wearing the masks of what we feel like society wants us to be or who we've told ourselves we were meant to be, but to just actually go inward deep. And who do you really want to be? Like, what are you doing? Are you passionate about it? Or are you just going through the motions because that's what you feel like you're supposed to do? The Page of Pentacles. Like, I feel like reading today. What's going on? Page of Pentacles. It's grounded. Oh, you look balanced. You're standing on one foot here. On your pentacle. Might be an offer. Something's in the beginning stages. The page is like young. It's new. It's grounded because it's a pentacle. Something tangible. But I haven't read these in a while, and let's see. Page. Let's just see. The Light Seer. So this is about manifesting new opportunities, beginnings, good news, ambitions, skills and training, financial opportunities, new career paths, new connections, the exploration stage, a beginner, yeah, it's new. Earth magic, making plans a reality. You're bringing your plans into fruition. She holds a mandala with a curious heart and roots into the bedrock to begin understanding the manifesting essence that we all hold. Remember, when you thought you could be an astronaut, go ahead and ground that energy before it dissipates. We activate practical magic with our hopes, and we pull energy up from the earth to bring it to form. Progress happens one life stage at a time, and you must anchor into the details while simultaneously keeping your head in the clouds to dream. There may be pieces that still need to fall into alignment, but that doesn't mean that they aren't going to arrive. You're in the perfect place to figure out how to make your prosperity a reality. Seek confidence and dependability. And remember that you hold this power no matter where you stand today. New perspectives and upgrades of consciousness are on the way. So use your plans for the future and expedite its arrival. In the affirmation, I can be practical and realistic and still run ahead and meet my dreams. I can be practical and realistic and still run ahead to meet my dreams. I can be practical and realistic and still run ahead and meet my dreams. So you don't have to just only have your head in the clouds. It's practical, it's realistic, it can happen. Right, kitty? Come here, my love. Oh, yes. Segway, I'm so grateful for you. Segway, before I came out here, it's kind of hot at the picnic table. We were going to set up at the picnic table, but Segway just took off running, and I was like, where are you going, Segway? I wanted to go play in the dog ball court again. It's like, Segway, I'm going to the shade. Meet me if you wish. So here they are. That's so cute that they want that to be part of our daily activity now. We need to play in the forest. We need to hang out in Mushroom Manor and cuddle. We need to play ball. What else? Let's see. We are in the Wildwood, so let's get a card from the Wildwood Tarot. See what else they can tell us about standing in our truth, following the guidance from our ancestors, our spirit guides, and going ahead with something new, new opportunities, new abundance, new prosperity, all this new, grounded abundance. Might be in the early phases still, or since, spring. Some of our sprouts have sprouted and some are still underground, reaching for the light, and they're coming up. Let's have faith. What else can you tell us about this? Higher wonder, higher you, inner one. What else? For our highest good and the highest good of all beings. The rooster keeps crowing today. Time to wake up. Wake up. Wake up, wake up. Okay, oh, I see a swan. Oh, the Queen of Arrows. The swan. So I feel like the Queen of Arrows would be like the Queen of Swords, and she's all about speaking her truth, standing in her beauty with the swan. She knows who she is now. She knows she's not the ugly duckling. She's a swan. All right? Not letting all those projections from everybody else telling you you're not enough. You're just an ugly little duck. No, you're a beautiful swan. And you are swimming confidently in your truth now, knowing that you've cut out what no longer serves you. You don't see no ducks swimming with you. You're independent. You're floating on top of this water that looks like it's pretty mucky and dark and gloomy down there. You've been in the muck before? But you're floating above it now. And you're standing in your truth and you have clarity. So that's beautiful. Your clarity and truth. All of these cards are truth and they're connected to spirit. So that's pretty awesome. What else? I feel like I went for wisdom from the oracle. You know, I just want to see what else is going to come out about truth. Because it seems like clarity and truth is here. And when we stand in our truth, which means we're in our authenticity, our authentic truth, our authentic selves, and you love yourself enough to speak that truth and shine in that authenticity, be that swan who knows with clarity who they are and your truth about it. What else do we need to know for our highest good and highest good of all beings? Thinking about it. Trying to change the direction. See, how does that feel? Wisdom of the oracle. We are standing in our truth now. Being very authentic. I love myself. I know who I am now. No longer wearing the masks. No longer living to the roles maybe that I've seen on TV or in movies, or just the way society tells you this is how you want to live. This is the I'm in America, in California, North America. This is the way you want to be. This is the American dream. And then everyone's just, you know, striving, working their butts off. Maybe not everybody, but a lot of people thinking, huh. And then they get there, they get all the things, all these material things or whatever. They're like, wait, is this all there is? How come I don't feel emotionally fulfilled? Oh, maybe this isn't my truth. Maybe this isn't authentically me, because do I feel passionate in what I'm doing? Do I love what I do? I used to think that I did. I was trained. I was wearing masks. People pleasing. I feel like, say, I'm 53, turning 54 next month. 4 grown kids. And so all of my life, I knew I wanted to be a mom. That's all I ever strived for. Oh, I don't need to go to college. I'm going to get married and live happily ever after and just, you know, I'm going to be home and be a mom. And I got to be home, and I also got to work in schools so I could be a working mom and a home mom. But, like, if anyone ever asked me, who are you? What do you like? What do you do? I would be like, I would describe myself as a wife and a mom. And I wouldn't understand that, no, like, but who are you? Like, who are you? What is your truth? And I guess I didn't know, because I was a caretaker. I'm a caretaker? Now, after this spontaneous healing and Kundalini consciousness shift and, You know, just following my intuition and what feels good and what I'm passionate about. I know what I love and I know who I am. Standing in my authentic truth. No more masks to tell me who I should be. What am I supposed to be? No, you're not supposed to be anything but you. If it doesn't feel good, something you're doing doesn't feel good, your body is communicating with you. So you can know you're not in alignment with that. There's a reason it doesn't feel good. So you can shift and make a change. So you can choose to just keep feeling crappy if you are feeling crappy. People out there, not you necessarily. I feel like you follow your passion. But like, if it doesn't feel good, if you're miserable, do something different. That's all I'm saying. So, where'd my glasses go? The Thinker. Number 44. The Thinker. 44. 44 is connected to the spirit realm, your spirit guides, your angelic guides. But this little being here, you're sitting on a block. Maybe you feel blocked. Maybe you felt blocked. They're sitting there. That doesn't look like a very happy expression. They feel blocked. Like maybe they feel like, oh, just look at all these little boxes, all these houses, all these buildings, all these little boxes that we be in all the time. And then they don't look happy trying to fit into these boxes in the matrix. They got wings. They're supposed to be flying. You're not meant to be in a box, and you're not meant to be trapped in the box of your mind. Look at this box, has like a face on it right here. It's like you don't want to become like the box, like you're trapped in your head, in your thoughts, because thoughts are things, and they're just out there. They're floating around in the cosmos, or like in the space around us. In the collective consciousness, there's all these thoughts. We're all able to see them float by. And we don't have to grab them and claim them as our own thought. They're just there. You can just observe them like, oh yeah, I see that thought, and then let it go. But when we claim the thoughts as our own, we can get stuck in them, and they don't feel so good. So I feel like we're speaking our truth, and we want to be that beautiful swan, our authentic true self, who is beautiful, who's not an ugly duckling or all the things that were projected on you that someone else might have said that you were. You need to go inward into your heart. Sometimes, like for me, I take a lot of alone time, a lot of hermiting, to transmute all these energies. And it's good because it helps me stay in balance and know my authentic truth, not in the matrix. Remove myself from the matrix, and it feels good. And it's easier said than done. It's not so easy to leave the matrix and follow what you love. Just have to keep trusting the unknown, trusting the universe. Everything works out for me. I'm protected. Nothing that's meant for me is ever gonna pass me by. And maybe at first it just felt like lip service. But now it's a knowing in my heart, and I feel it, and I see the evidence around me. And so let me just be an example that it can be done. And I was just I was sitting on something. I was like, oh, what is this? And it was a grasshopper saying, just take that leap of faith. It might feel scary at first, but you're protected and you're not alone. So take that leap of faith. Maybe when you go inward to see who is my authentic self, maybe you've done it, maybe you're still doing it, it's constant. Maybe some feelings come up about like your past things that you've done or said, and maybe it doesn't feel in alignment with who you are now. So just, you gotta love yourself through it when you're looking at these things. Don't judge yourself. Just love yourself. Because you are a beautiful swan. We're gonna get a Crystal Intentions Oracle. See what crystal energy can support us in this time as we are standing in our truth and letting ourselves just shine in our authenticity. We know we're guided by spirit. We're not alone. We've got the upper world. We have our ancestors, all these mystical, awesome beings, angels. They're guiding us. They'll speak to you through metaphors or numbers or synchronicities and little things here and there. They're like, what seems a little too magical to be real? Like, what? Just let it be, okay? It's the universe speaking to you. It's subtle. Sometimes it feels very strong and not subtle, but the angelic realm, the spirit guides, sometimes when they speak to us, it feels like it's our own imagination. So we might question it. Like, what? Am I just being delusional here? No, you're not. Follow your intuition, because spirit, your ancestors, your higher self is speaking to you. I'm speaking to you. We're connected. And we want you to shine in your full authenticity. Be the swan that you are. And so we got 3 crystals that are going to help us do this. First one is leopard skin jasper. Improve peripheral awareness. Become the objective observer. Increase consciousness of reactions to others. Increase mental, physical, and emotional flexibility. And the affirmation: I observe my surroundings and know I am divinely guided. I observe my surroundings and know I am divinely guided. I observe my surroundings and I know I am divinely guided. Thank you, universe. Okay, that's the first one. Leopard skin jasper. You can take a screenshot or Google your own image if you don't have one of your own, and you can still work with the energy with your intentions. It's really cool about the universe, that we can do so much with just our intention. It's like, wow. It feels good to know that just having a positive intention is so powerful, because in this world right now, we need any power feeling that we can get to help us raise this frequency shift. We're changing everything all of a sudden, like, wow, we're doing a lot. So another thing that can help us with this is tourmalated quartz. Tourmalated quartz. Restore harmony and peace on all levels. Deflect unwanted or unhealthy vibrations. Break unhealthy energetic cords. Uncover unconscious beliefs and patterns. Yeah, that's that's one of the things I do every day in my shower, because you probably can't see all this in the video. See this? This is called English ivy. And, oh, isn't it pretty? It's growing on all the trees. Now, it's invasive, and I have been working to get it out of here. It's like right next to our property, and it's like trying to pull down my trees over here. So it's constant, like trying to get them. And also the blackberry bushes, they're like really, they are invasive. They'll take over big areas. And so I'll be out here in the yard just chopping and hacking and taking out these vines, because I don't want them to hurt my trees and take my trees down. Those are my babies. And these vines, they don't go easily. You have to get them at the root, and that's hard to do. They're like wrapped around things, and like chopping vines. This is when I do it, I envision myself chopping the vines of attachments and cords that maybe people projected or attached to me. And I think, oh, you can't just do that once and done, okay? Because they got their little root, they got their little piece that's holding on for dear life, and it wants to stay, it wants to live. And that's like the energy of what you need to let go of, like all the old past stuff, all the old traumas, all the old cords, all the old attachments or projections that people threw onto you. With your intentions, like in my shower, I'll remove all of that with all these different shades of light. But I didn't just do one shower meditation and now I never have to do it again. I'm constantly doing that to keep these invasive vines out. Keep them out. So when I see these vines, I'm like, oh no. So, okay, the affirmation for this tourmalated quartz, it's like a clear quartz, but it has tourmaline, black tourmaline inside. And quartz will help amplify any energy or crystal that you're working with for clarity, and it's just good for amplifying any other crystal. But the tourmaline is good for grounding and protection. And so the combination is amplified here. And it says, I am mindful of the energetic connections between others and myself. I automatically remove unhealthy cords and attachments. Yeah, so now I automatically do that. And my shower is like, I'll rip it out at the root. I am reminded of my energetic connections between others and myself. I automatically remove unhealthy cords and attachments. I am mindful of the energetic connections between others and myself. And I automatically remove unhealthy cords of attachment. So I can stand in my truth. If everyone else's projection and cord is all over you, it's, it's affecting your being and your truth, because their energy is on you. And so, blue lace agate, you gotta read between the lines. Speak the truth, okay, guys? Truth. That's the whole message. Listen well. Have the courage to say what you need to say. Be heard and read between the lines. So, stand in your truth and know there's other things going on between the lines of what people are saying and doing. So here's the affirmation. It is easy for me to express myself. I am understood. I hear what others are communicating. It is easy for me to express myself. I am understood. I hear what others are communicating. It is easy for me to express myself. I am understood. And I hear what others are communicating. But I read between the lines. So I can see truth. Truth. So, That's beautiful. In this spring, as we are blooming, coming up out of the darkness, working all the way up through that beautiful soil, and popping out into the sunshine. We're going to be held in that warmth of the sun and able to grow to our full blossom when we stand in the truth of who we are. The tree here is not pretending to be a flower. The fern doesn't pretend to be a banana slug. The cat, you know, it wants to play with the dog's ball, but it just happened being a cat. Can you just be you? Yes, you can. If you needed permission, here it is. It's not from me. It's from the upper world. Ancestors, angels, spirit guides are saying, you are safe to be you, beautiful swan. So, continue to speak your truth with clarity and continue to have a wonderful day. Much love.